Hi, you're watching BGP Music Live. This is Teethgrinder. I'm Bart. How are you doing?
Can you introduce the band?
Yeah, we're Teethgrinder from the Netherlands. We make ugly, fast music. Some people call it grindcore. We're on tour now with United. It's really good. And yeah, that's it, I guess.
Why Teethgrinder? Is it because you count the teeth broken after the show?
Well, yeah, the name Teethgrinder came up because I'm infamous for my grinding of the teeth, or at least in the past I was. And obviously it's there's also a kind of fun drugs reference in there, but there's also, like, I think for me teeth grinding resembles the stress and anxiety of daily life, I guess, nowadays. And that's kind of a good description for our band. And it's also because teeth grinding is pretty gnarly, and you know, it's, I think, yeah, subconsciously you're at night, you're like processing all the stuff that goes on. So that kind of fits the message and the feeling of the band, I guess.
That was the first thing I thought about when I read the name of the band.
Yeah.
And I was Teethgrinding a few
Yeah.
years back. No, I ain't anymore. But back in days when it was happening, the woman I was with in couple.
Yeah, she
told me-
went crazy, right?
Yeah. And
I know that
and it was like
feeling.
too much stress.
Yeah.
And while you are sleeping at night, you ain't conscious about all this. But
Yeah.
you've been told, yeah, you're Teethgrinding. It's annoying.
It's horrible because you have no control over it, but it is definitely some sort of stress.
You know.
Yeah, dealing with stress and the anxiety of daily life, you know. And that's kind of what this band is. It's just the release of that, and the kind of the just release that pent up shit that's within because of your shit job, or you know, the world going to shit. And it's a very good release.
And I can tell
to
Jonathan,
do.
the singer Jonathan,
Yeah.
is conveying, making us feel this
Yeah,
really well.
yeah. That's the whole thing, I guess.
That was the point,
Yeah.
and the point
That's
is
why we have to do it. I think it's very essential for us all to do it. That's why we keep on doing it. And we're very lucky that people, you know, understand this message and have some relief in it as well. And we can have some synergy in releasing all our inner demons and shit. It's also very therapeutic.
Yeah. It's catharsis.
Yeah, very cathartic.
Cathartic show.
After a show, I'm usually zen for a while. Then at some point it starts bubbling again, and then we play again. And it really, I need it as a release. It's a coping mechanism.
It works.
Yeah, and I'm glad that it works for other people too. Yeah.
It works with me like.
Yeah, good.
Mm.
I'm happy.
And how is the tour so far?
It's been really great, actually. This is our fourth show, I think. I'm already a bit confused about it, but yeah, I think so. We started out in Belgium on a really good festival, Mass Destruction. That was awesome. We did the Netherlands, our only Dutch show, on Monday, which was also really good. Yesterday it was Essen, which was amazing, with Europe. And today in Antony, which also surprised me. I think we didn't expect as much people to show up, and I think people actually really liked it. And that's always, you know, it's a guess, because this venue is quite new, I presume, or at least we weren't sure that people would be able to find this place, and you know, because they might not know it, but we're very happy. It's actually a really decent book tour, and the United guys are awesome, fucking insane band, and it's been a real pleasure. They're actually really nice guys, so it's been a delight, actually. Yeah,
Great.
no complaints at all up to now.
Yeah, the beginning of this date, This
Yeah.
gig was kind of weird with less people. And
Yeah.
have you got anecdote with the tour?
Oh, wait, what do you mean by that?
Anecdote,
Some memorable thing.
memory.
Okay, yeah, well, one memorable thing, which wasn't really a great thing, I guess, was that I smashed my guitar into a singer's head.
Once again?
2 nights ago, yeah. Well, he had to go to the hospital because he was like bleeding insanely. We do that, the last song, The Pain Exceeds the Fear, and at the end it's just basically getting out the last shit you have in you. And we turn up the amps and we detune and it's just throwing the guitar, but I ended up, smashing him into the head on full strength with the top of the guitar. So that was a bit, a bit of a violent start. But he's doing better now.
I hope so. But
Yeah,
It's
he's
beginning.
not really recovered, but they glued it back together.
that's what Drew has been invented.
Yeah, I feel like shit about it, but it can be quite a mayhem on stage, and it's
Yeah.
not as controlled as people
In the excitement.
might think. No, you're just there, and you're just, getting those inner demons out and just smashing your way through the set, and shit like that happens. Yeah.
That's what I felt when I saw you on stage
Yeah.
earlier, and when I saw your singer, that he seemed possessed and wanted to.
Yeah.
It seems like an exorcism.
It
Mm,
is.
true.
It is. And
Put everything out.
yeah. Before the show, we try to we get a bit we get into the zone, and for me it's like, yeah, you find those places that hurt or the shit that gets you angry, and you just throw it out. And a lot of the time there's a bit of self-harm involved that way, because you just you want to smash it out. It's not always. It's a very cathartic thing, but it's not
Yeah.
always. We're not really nice to ourselves sometimes,
Yeah.
because you just wanna. I don't know.
That's why this kind of show and this kind of music can be important
Yeah,
and
I think
useful.
so.
Useful and
I think it's a very healthy might be a bit of an overstatement, but for us it's a healthy way to do it.
Yeah.
And the reason that we keep on going is because we need it as well.
I think many people need it.
Yes,
and
me
they,
too.
And they don't
For
know.
sure.
They feel like it's just some kind of maniac that do some noise and yell and stuff. But
Yeah.
no, come on stage, speak with those people, and
Yeah.
you'll see. And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That's healthy. That's really healthy.
The funny thing is though that I think that more people might understand it than you think, because we in the Netherlands, for instance, we did like a Liberation Day show, which is a huge festivity day. It's like 5th of May. It's because the Netherlands was liberated from the Nazi Germany
Occupation, stuff.
back in the days. And we were like on a stage just like between pop acts, and I was surprised that nobody. I was expecting that like within 2 minutes everybody would be gone, but they didn't. So I think maybe because we live in such crazy times that people maybe relate to it better than they used to.
They still
Extreme
listen.
music in itself, but maybe also because of the internet, of course, and you have like a bigger spread through the world. But I think the times call for angry music.
As a catharsis. I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah.
Crazy times, crazy music.
Instead of
Yes.
doing crazy thing, dangerous thing that could harm yourself or another,
Yeah,
you just go to a show, you yell, you dance,
yeah.
and that's
And you
it.
go back home, and some of that stuff is,
It's getting out,
yeah.
and you
I
feel
think it's
better.
very healthy in a way, because from speaking for myself, I wouldn't know what to do else. I guess you can go to the gym, of
It's
course.
the kind of thing I heard, or we all heard from Slipknot at their beginning.
Yeah.
Like when they said, we gotta put those masks and do this music, if this wouldn't have happened,
Yeah.
maybe you would have killed people or something, some shit.
I'm not really into killing people.
We had
but
American.
I understand the inevitability of doing this,
Yeah.
because that is the thing that drives you to do this, you know, to tour
To
and
arm yourself.
and to keep on going and to yeah. That's I remember when they like first hit, there was this, and on the Dutch music station there was this video they did, and I could relate to it so much because they were just fucking angry guys, you know, from you know, not the easiest of backgrounds, and I felt connected that way. I think they do magnificent, still fucking angry live shows. I'm not the biggest fan, but I do really appreciate their
Got a feeling for
fight,
it.
their anger, and it's also like a band that sometimes you can wonder like how the fuck did they get so big with making quite, especially for the early albums, I don't really know the rest, but with making such pretty horrible music. But it's just because, you know, it's truthful, I guess.
It was relatable to some people.
To so many people, and I think, you know, a big part of it is also like some sort of honesty about it. If music is sincere, or it will convey, you know, it doesn't really matter what genre it is. I think it will work. Yeah,
I think
at
it's
least to me it does.
So you released Dystopia in July.
Yeah.
How was the creative process for this album?
Well, it was when I need to take a sip. So when we started out, we had our EP album, which we recorded before we even did shows, and after that there was Misanthropy, which was, you know, very fastly done after it, and also Nihilism also went in a quite short period of time. But after that we went on touring a lot. I became a father. So
Congrats.
yeah, thank you. It's the best thing in my life, easily. I have a little girl who's 5, and she's
Damn.
yeah, she's my everything.
Nice. I
But
feel
that put everything kind of on a you know, your priorities shift. But I did wrote a lot of music in the meantime, so we ended up recording like for an hour and a half of music. But that was written over like a really long time. But at some point COVID hit as well. So our recording process took like, I think, over like a year and a half, but not because it took us so long, but it was just, you know, we had to stay inside. We had a curfew in the Netherlands.
Everything
It
was
was just a fucking horrible time. So that took a while, but I'm really glad with the end result. We have way more recorded even, so there's gonna be at least 2 releases from the same recording in the upcoming year or 2. When I think about the creative process, I think we matured a bit. I think there has been more time spent on the songwriting. I think I think we really improved on a lot of fronts. I'm really happy about it. But it was also kind of strange because like Corona and yeah, were very strange circumstances. Plus, we have never recorded this much music, which is quite hard if you want to have it as intense as we want it to be. But I'm very happy with the result. It took us a fucking forever, but it's here, and it's good to be able to continue doing this because the 2 years were really hard.
Odd times, strong men. It can
Personally,
band
I was
together.
in a very, you know, wasn't in the best place for those Corona years. So it's such, it really is it feels very necessary to do this again, and I'm very grateful that we were able to do this.
And it's revealing. It tells.
Yes.
To know that through those hard times, you all stick together.
Of course, yes.
And you got
which
something out of
isn't
it.
easy because you miss the thing that binds you. You know, the energy on stage and the release and the connection with the audience and that was taken away for such a long time. And you want to do stuff, but you can't, and it was quite hard. But I think we really got through it in quite a good way, I guess. I'm proud that we did, and
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm looking forward to.
It must make stronger binds.
Yeah, it's hard not to fall apart when there's, when everything's taken away. But we pull through. We always do. That's I think it's just a very good combination of people doing what they want, needing to do it, and having fun while doing so. Yeah.
And it speaks with the name of the band, like we said.
Yeah.
Teethgrinder is like you have problems and it
Yeah.
manifests through the nights. Like
Well, the funny thing is, like, I think we are. I'm not sure if I should say this, but I think I can. But we are. At least 3 of us are all diagnosed with attention deficit disorder.
I am diagnosed
or
as well,
ADHD. That's how you call it.
I know.
And that's also. I think if you understand that and you know how it is to be such a person, it's the music is really you can see it, I think, and hear it in the music.
Yeah, I feel it. I felt it.
But that's also, I think, one of our strengths. I think, probably one of our biggest strengths. That we just a bunch of very intense, angry, fast people. Yeah, but also a bit melancholy and I don't know.
Yeah, and it brings cohesion.
Yeah,
Being
it works really well.
being-
The energy levels are just really high, and we made a. For that show, it's just we give it all, and everybody does, and then it becomes something that's like that's something more or something. I don't know how to call it, but I think I'm very proud that we and very happy that we have that something that makes it special. That's also something that keeps you going. This is just works.
It works well.
Of course, sometimes you.
I can tell you, it was the first time I saw you.
Yeah.
I never heard any of your songs before. It feels great. It
Thank
really
you.
feels like there's really an osmosis. Right now, like
Urgency or something. There's something there, and I can't really touch it.
Urgency is the word. Like you told me just 2 minutes ago, like you told me that 3 of the people in the band got
At
a
least,
GAD.
I'm not sure about the fourth.
Yeah, they haven't been diagnosed yet, but we don't know.
Me too, I don't.
Yeah, I haven't been diagnosed with this yet, but I'm sure I've got it. You know my daughter, she's sure I've got it, and it
Mine
coming
too,
from
probably,
me.
yeah.
And it's great to see that people like this can bind together,
Yeah, for
find
sure.
a safe place.
And
to
you suffer
do
the
things.
same
The same
you also
mood,
suffer the same
thing.
problems in life because
Yeah.
you're kind of different, and people aren't always as receptive about that as they should, I guess. So you have like a common denominator of being kind of
Understand,
kind
understanding.
of different, and then you all have to cope with it and survive.
Yeah.
And we all do it on very similar. In a way, we're very similar, but we also are very different, of course. But I'm really glad we get to find each other in it, because that's we can all just be who we are
and grow better
and
together.
Yeah. It's something. I think it's a very big strength,
Yeah, I
For
think
sure.
so as
and
well.
I'm proud.
And you don't have to mask.
No,
Honestly.
no, we yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, very important.
In your last album, I really like the arrangements, like some kind of ensemble, legacy.
Yeah, we are a big Nazim fans. That's actually the reason I started playing grindcore. Basically, was after Miesco died in the tsunami, and I was such a massive. I'm a massive Nazim fan, and we figured that I feel like he was on a path to do something more with grindcore, to put in like all these influences and make it even more amazing. And the intensity of that band is basically on levels. I only dream that we could ever like level that kind of insane outburst of energy. And for me it felt like I could really relate to it, and I felt like I want to kind of do that too, because it felt like something that really fits me, because it's it can be short and really angry, but also focus a bit more on melody on songs, and I hope once we will level the intensity of Shift or Helvet, it's just amazing.
I really see a elevated vibe and shift vibe in your album. I think you can do it.
I don't know.
Disco, it was a game changer.
Yeah, for sure. For me, it was like, because we love our crusts and we love our grind, but I love my black metal, I love my death metal, but Nazem had like a way to combine everything that I like into one band, and I think we are feeling more at ease and more confident about our writing, but I hope we will ever get to that point. Yeah, I miss them. I wish they went on.
Yeah,
it would have been. I think it would have been amazing record. Yeah.
I was fucking pissed. That was like 14.
Yeah.
When I heard the news, I was fucking pissed.
Yeah, me too. It's just, I don't think it was nearly done, but yeah, shit happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Natural. Love natural words.
Yeah, it's yeah. But there are still amazing bands, but to me now will always have a special place for sure.
And what about the topic of dystopia?
What the topic is?
Yeah.
Dystopia,
Oh yeah.
Dystopia to me will be the time when he won't have his cell phone to read anything for an interview. It will be total dystopia.
Yeah.
It will be fucked.
Well, it kind of I don't want to be a buzz killer or doom thinker or something, but in a lot of ways it feels like the world is going completely insane. So that's why we chose dystopia, because we're kind of living in very dystopian times. When it comes to the Netherlands, for instance, like the right wing is really really big, and it's accepted into the mainstream. The news is just, everything just seems to go insane, and social media isn't really helping us either. There's a lot of polarization. People are just afraid of each other, or they don't understand each other anymore. They're not even able to find each other, find the common denominator, while we're all kind of the same, and then it's a very frustrating and scary time, I think.
Because you've grown in times where social media didn't exist.
Yes,
and we had expectation from social media, thinking that everyone will connect together and will be able to exchange, to speak together. And now we know how it works. Everyone is stuck in bubbles with people that are seeking the same and stuff. And
we are just getting manipulated by it basically on a daily basis.
That's why
it's a very
it's scary.
We have a sample on the record. I think it's like a long one, because there were like so many lines I wanted to put in there. Because I think it's like, I have a daughter who's 5, like I told you, and if you look at the numbers, like depression and suicide on in
It keeps growing.
women. It just, since social media, it's just skyrocketing, and I can understand it because it's horrible. You know, the whole idea of what's beauty is, or what you have to look like, what you have to do, what you just get fed with a lot of bullshit about stuff they want to sell you, and it just really kills humanity, I think. And I really hope that's gonna change soon, because everybody starts living in their bubble, and we'll just get like more chaos, less connection, even though it should be the connector, but it's only a divider now. And it's a scary thing. So that's why the whole dystopia thing is. But for me, like, Teethgrinder is kind of a like, as I said, it's a cathartic tool to release all the stuff we are like unhappy about or frustrated with. And obviously when we do a record, we'll put it under a loop, and it will not be a very positive record most of the time because that doesn't really fit the band, because I do have hope a bit for a better future, but we will have to fight against the capital basically, and reclaim human life,
Basic rights.
And protect them, because we don't.
Because basic rights have been fought for. Earned
for decades, but it's
decades and century and earned.
Now we're losing everything. Very in a very fast pace, which is, but
it's scary for our children. For us, we won't be there. By the time it's lost, we won't be there anymore. But it's for our children.
I have no. All we can do is love them as much as we can, and strengthen them to fight the battle. That is definitely.
And spread the good words.
Yes, and love.
Yep.
And compassion of each other, because compassion is also something that seems to participate.
I see.
Yeah.
Me, I think that people are more egoist in this day.
Yeah, for sure.
And like the humanity will eat the world anyway.
So you're in the team of Mr. Smith in the Matrix. Mr. Smith, he said something like, humans are the cancer of this planet.
That was definitely a very
on point. That was on point. And that was 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would. Yeah, for sure. But I try to see the light in all this darkness, which is kind of strange coming from me, maybe. But what else can we do? But I'm not sure if we can state that people get more egoistic, because I think we all want to be loved. I think we all want connection. I think we all want a better world. But I think we're all basically brainwashed by the content we get thrown at us. And also, I don't know what the English word for is, but basically just beaten senseless with information and algorithms and advertisement and all sorts of manipulative tools that just make us completely oblivious to each other and to the problems that we are facing. But I think we can solve so many things as long as we're together and can fight as a fucking group, instead of as separated as we are now.
I believe this as well, but the trouble is,
how do we get there?
Yeah, and like we said earlier,
when is it enough? And then where do we?
We saw that with internet and all the connection it could bring, we will get to this point quick.
Yeah,
we'll get this really quick, but it seems to be the total opposite way.
Yeah.
And it's sickening.
It's very sickening and also very very scary. But I hope that we are like at
turning
at a
point.
turning point. Yeah,
Yeah.
that we just say to the machine, "Fuck the machine. We're not gonna do this anymore this way," and we figure out some new way to, for a more harmonic life. But we can only see what happens. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we had COVID, now we have Ukraine. After what is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, and there will be more of these. I think
Yeah. Every 6 months is.
it's which also it's life has I think we're going towards a very dark era maybe, but I hope in the end we'll win the battle somehow and make shit better.
Humanity will always survive. That's
I know.
I'm pro
Yeah,
ecology.
yeah.
I love ecology. But when you say you must defend the planet won't die.
No, the planet will. Nature
We
will
die.
always go on. Nature is like indifferent
That's it.
towards us. This is actually
We die first.
Yeah, but the cover of Misanthropy is basically, if you've seen it with the woman represents nature. She's being hit with the arrows, and underneath you see mankind, which are like octopus zombies. You see some cash thrown in, and they basically try to hurt Mother Nature, which is forever. That's why there's like a Ouroboros around it. It's a difficult word. But nature is indifferent to us. It will survive. It doesn't really care about mankind. But we have to make sure we care about nature, and we live in harmony instead of total.
Because if we hurt nature too much, us humans, we are just
nature will
animals.
just
We
remove
will
us.
survive.
I see that in the COVID time when we were in and the nature was great. Better than ever.
Yeah, I think it's a very it's almost strange that it didn't happen before with the way we treat animals and the way we have these meat factories that are just have nothing to do with anything that's normal or kind. And I think if we continue that way, we will have more of those. And I think we'll probably have deserved it in a way. Even though I wish nobody harm, but as long as we inflict harm and treat animals like their products, we will suffer the consequences of it. And
Did you read or heard about French news those past days?
The what?
The French news.
No, sadly, I've just watched the Dutch news.
We are
But
deviating much from music, but well, we can cut this
yeah,
if needed. There was a few things that are happening with people sticking their hands somewhere or throwing soup in museum and stuff. You heard about this?
no.
No?
But I love how the French show their anger. Yeah, when it comes to
Striking.
yeah, I think in the Netherlands we are demonstrations aren't really a thing, and the French are like basically burn everything down when something is done that you're not okay with, and I think that's in a way a good quality, which sounds a bit strange, but you know what I mean, right?
And so there was.
I think we have to keep fighting, and I think it frustrates me a lot that in the Netherlands we sometimes are a bit too obeying, I guess, maybe. Even though I'm really not a fan of all the right-wing, anti-democracy, blah 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 that's going on in our country, which is very disruptive. But I think we should, fighting for your rights is always a good thing.
And the right wing is growing up in
Yeah.
France as well.
Yeah, everywhere, the whole of Europe, it's just getting worse and worse, and it's very nauseating.
Yeah, because we all know how it went when it happened the last time.
It's not that long ago, but it's apparently long ago enough for
Yeah,
people to forget about it, which is truly scary. In the
Truly
Netherlands,
scary.
it's been we basically have like they call it an immigrant crisis, but what they mean is that the government is basically not doing anything at all to take care of the people who have been victimized by war or natural disasters or whatever. They just leave them rotting, sleeping outside, even though it's fucking freezing. And they just keep on talking and talking, but with no action whatsoever. And people accept it somehow because,
because every country is saying this is their part. No, this is their part.
Yeah.
No, this is their fault. No, this is their fault. And they're throwing themselves all the hot potato, and nobody wants to take account for the responsibilities that we are as Europeans.
As humans also, because it's not even like we.
The most important part is as human, but as European, you want to do Europe, you did it. Because in France, we said no to Europe, to this whole construction. And they fed us through Mars. You say no, we change the name, and this is yes, and there we go. Okay, but right now we see the politics that's going through that. No way.
It's hard. I kind of got my way
to
go with the story, but shit.
We can go back to talking
Classic
to music.
ADHD.
Yeah, we can go back to the music.
Yeah, okay.
That's my fault. I'm always going.
No, me too.
I see what you're.
I love this because you just get, there's my brain works the same way. And it's good to talk about it because, that also is helping, healing.
To exchange, to learn,
That's the thing about this angry music. When you share it with people, that makes it the best thing ever, because you all feel better.
It binds people together.
Yeah,
because we're all in the same shit.
We need it.
We
need the connection. Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I need a lot of white noise.
A lot of what?
White noise.
White noise.
Yeah. Like rancor and.
I always wondered like what it is. That makes this kind of music appeal to me so much, but it is what is for me at least my theory at the moment, because I've had several, is that what I love about it is that it is like all consuming, all taking over everything. It's so loud and so violent that it basically just takes all of your brain. And it's in a way it's very peaceful, strangely enough.
Yeah.
Even sometimes when you're on stage and it's still kind of, there's a peace in it, because when I'm on there, there's only that. At that moment, it's all consuming, it's everywhere, and I really need that.
Sit down. Sit down. Come on.
Can you talk to me about the cover album of Dystopia? With this kind of add-on?
Yeah, it's kind of a reference to Romulus and Remus. Am I saying that well? Basically, it's about toxic masculinity, as in we as a mankind just keep on sucking on the cover you see the wolf and the person who is like sucking at the shit, I don't know the English word for the
Cheers.
Spear?
No, you see this man who is sucking the milk out of the wolf who's standing there, and the wolf kind of resembles
Romulus,
toxic masculinity, basically the destruction of this world in a way.
I know Romulus and Remus, the Smith, the founder of Rome. But I never heard this is whatever it have to do with toxic masculinity.
Yeah, well, it is more of I understand what you mean. It's a bit far-fetched, but what I we did Maral van Haast.
They were just drinking milk from their mother's tears.
Yeah,
Okay, their mother was a wolf. Okay, but this was a myth.
Yeah, of course. But what it kind of the resemblance of it is basically what was meant with the artwork is basically that we despite knowing that a lot of the stuff we do as a mankind is just fucking horrible and destructive, we keep on destroying and feeding that machine and basically even enjoying the whole thing while we walk over the backs of others, you know, who struggle. And you see the underneath there's the water where people are drowning basically. That's kind of the idea of the artwork. We just that it keeps on going, you know, and it's a fucking problem. But it's very hard to detach yourself from. I tried to not comply, but it basically just gave me a shitload of debt. But so it didn't really work out well. But that's kind of what the artist meant with the
Yes, work you did.
Yeah, he has a very good description of it. I can't really recall it. But he's a very, very talented artist, and we were very lucky that he even wants to do us. He's a Dutch guy. He does really. He also worked for Baroness, for example, now, and Bolt Thrower. All sorts of fucking awesome bands.
What's his name?
Marald van Haasteren. Yeah, it's very Dutch, so. But you can find him under Marald Art. Yeah.
And you still mean like blackened grindcore, like Blood Ritual song?
Like?
Blackened grindcore.
I never know how we should call our music. I just call it grindcore because that's...
It's kind of crust.
Yeah, but grindcore is kind of where we start. And from, through grindcore we visit our crusts. We go to black metal, it's always hard to put like a sticker on it that would make it easy. But I think we just put everything in there that we feel should be in there. It's not a very how do you say it?
It's not important to put.
I kind of dislike it. Sometimes I dislike the term blackened, but at the same time I'm also interested when something is blackened. So but it's just stupid names you put on stuff. I think in the end, but I would just call it grindcore. Even though grindcore purists would probably be like, "Fuck no, you're not grindcore at all." I'm pretty sure they think this. But they have their right to think so. It's not my.
And it sorts people off.
Yeah.
They're actually even grindcore. There's many people that it might be too hard and stuff. So.
We are not really for the purists, I guess. I don't know, maybe not, but we don't really have the need to be. So
you want yourself there.
Oh yeah, this was a toilet.
Yeah. And what about the song Blood Ritual?
What?
Blood Ritual, the song. What about this topic? Blood Ritual.
That's the French accent. We call it French accent.
Yeah, I know it.
French pronunciation.
Blood ritual.
Yeah.
Blood betrayal.
Yeah.
What the song is about?
Taking blood out of your fucking body.
Shit. Wait, I think we should play that song live. We haven't until now. Also because there's like a shit ton of extra whistles and bells I put on there, so it's kind of hard to pull off alone.
Oh, we can cut this one if you want.
At the moment I can't really recall Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Sorry, I'm back. I think the song Blood Ritual is kind of describing catharsis in a way, because it's about it's basically about oh jeez, I don't know if I want to promote it, but about finding some sort of catharsis in hurting yourself, which sounds fucking horrible when I say it out loud, but it is kind of
Hey dude, you don't promote it.
No, not at all.
You say the song talks about it. That's the same trouble.
It talks about basically the crazy catharsis of self-harm in a way. For example, like Jonathan, he writes the lyrics, and that song I'm pretty sure it has to do with he's very quite well known for smashing his mic into his head and destroying many microphones that way. But at some point it was kind of hard for him to stop doing that, because there was also a cathartic aspect to it. And while we really do not want to advise self-harm to overcome anything, it does has some sort of relief. I think it's also when we play our shows, like half the time we kind of destroy ourselves, also because this is kind of a cathartic way to deal with things, but I'm not really feeling comfortable with it.
It's part of the show.
Yeah, and well, some people a lot of the time seem to assume that it's good clean fun on stage, but for us I don't think it's also like a battle against yourself, also because of the intensity of the music and you know the way we want to bring it with as much energy as possible and also play it well, but it's not. It is cathartic, but it's not like we shit. I think I'm done for the day.
I got a few words on my tongue, but
you probably know. Maybe you can.
Because I know what you want to mean, but the words are just there.
Yeah.
On the tip of my tongue, but they won't get it out.
It's of course we enjoy doing it, but it's also kind of a battle against yourself. And the strange thing is that there's a cathartic aspect to kind of the hurt you inflict on yourself when you do the live show. That gives sort of a release, and I think blood ritual is kind of about that in a way, about sacrificing even blood to
just a little bit
to cleanse your mind in a way. But now it again sounds like I'm promoting self-harm.
No. Once again,
singing about it is something different. But you know, even though we sing about it today, Johnson was actually quite not self-harming, but it's also because I smashed him in the head with my guitar. And so he's not really doing well when it comes to his head. But
that's the parallel I was doing earlier, 2 minutes ago, when I talked about Slayer, when they did that song Angel of Death, and everyone told them, "You're Nazi, you're singing about Mengele and stuff."
Yeah.
No.
We
say this is Angel of Death, but we say this is the most craziest shit and dumb shit, and this is no, we don't do that. It existed.
Yeah.
We just recognize it.
It happened.
Yeah. Nobody can deny it.
No.
It's not deniable.
I think it's good to sing about the nasty things in life.
The nasty, darkest thing. Yeah.
But I think we have to get there also to understand ourselves, but also to understand each other, and also like when I was young, I found it helped me. Music helped me a lot. If I wouldn't have been this into music, I'm not sure if I would have been here. It saved me so many times, again and again and again. It still saves me. It still gives me strength to go on. And I think it's for us. It really is a good way to deal with this life, and I hope we can provide the same for others.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you tonight, Sean.
Yeah, I'm glad we are here.
Same, I'm glad
Thanks,
we
man.
met. If it wasn't for him, thanks Virgile.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have met. I wouldn't have seen you on stage with all your bandmates.
I spoke. That's why you have to get out the door, you know. We can experience stuff. No, but really.
I spoke with Jonathan earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I told him the show was fucking great. He's in possessed. He's in giving so much energy to live this thing. And you guys rock. You guys
Thanks a lot.
Thinking with you now.
Yeah.
Seeing where I come from a little bit. Keep that shit up.
Okay, now we have it. Now we have to hug. Cheers, man. Thank you.
So, I leave you the word for the end of the interview?
The word for the end of the interview?
Yeah. What
A word.
What do you want to say?
Thank you.
Thank you.
And check out these guys and their amazing BGB Music Live.
You got it right
And,
this time.
If you can, come to our shows, and we hope to see you and meet you and party with you. Yeah.
Come see those guys live. They're fucking rules.
Thank you.